So in this video, I want to talk to you about the top 5 reasons why you should shop secondhand when you're looking to buy things. Secondhand items have been something that have always been a bit of a complicated thing for me. I know this is probably a little bit controversial and possibly even going to come across a little bit snobby, but if I'm being totally honest, I've always had a little bit of apprehension when it comes to buying used items. I'm definitely a little bit of a germaphobe, and there's certain types of products that I am just still to this day not super comfortable buying from the used market. However, over the last couple years, I've been doing my absolute best to be a little bit more open-minded and a little bit less squeamish. And as a result, I've actually gotten some really good scores on secondhand items that have come to serve me very well. And so I want to break down all the reasons why you should really consider shopping used when you have to make purchases. But before we get into that, I also just want to take a quick moment to say thank you very much for 100 subscribers. I know that 100 subscribers is super tiny by YouTube standards. I know that I'm an itty bitty fish in this giant YouTube pond. And actually, as of right now, as of the time that I'm recording this video, I'm at 130 subscribers, which is crazy. I've seen a lot of growth over the last month or so. I know a lot of you have joined my channel for my minimalist home tour videos, so thank you very much for watching and for sticking by and subscribing. And without any further ado, let's get into the video. So when it comes to shopping for used items, I think that the biggest benefit is the most obvious one, which is to save money. The amount of money that you can save when you buy an item secondhand versus brand new is absolutely mind-blowing. The truth of the matter is that the vast majority of products that exist in the world are depreciating assets, which means that from the moment that you take them out of the store, when you buy them brand new, the moment you leave the store with them, they start to lose value rapidly. In fact, I would say that pretty much everything is a depreciating value with the exception of real estate and maybe like some very specific expensive jewelry. I know some watches or collectibles and whatnot, but the vast majority of things lose a tremendous amount of value immediately after you buy them. The retail price of this guitar brand new is about $700, but I bought it used for about $400. That's a $300 savings on just one thing. In fact, out of all the guitars that I currently own, that white one right there is the only one that I actually bought brand new. By buying used, I saved about $150 on that one, about $250 on that one, and a whopping $500 on that one on the end. That's about a $700 guitar, and I got it for $200. This mini Joby tripod that I use for my camera, $40 brand new, got it for $5 used. And that's not even talking about my car. The MSRP of this vehicle is close to $40,000. I paid under $20,000, which is a 50% savings, and put 20 grand right back in my pocket. By buying items used, you're able to save a significant amount of money on your purchases, sometimes as much as 50 or 75% depending on what you're buying. You also get to avoid paying things like sales tax, shipping and handling, and all sorts of other stupid little fees that can sometimes come along with new purchases. Perk number 2 of buying used is also probably a pretty obvious one, and that would be sustainability. There is such an immense amount of waste that goes into the production and manufacturing and shipping and ultimately the disposal of every product that's ever made. It doesn't matter what you're buying and whether it's made of plastic or glass or wood or metal. At the end of the day, the materials needed to make these things are so labor intensive and so resource intensive. And then at the end of the day, everything eventually gets thrown into a landfill and disposed of. You also have to account for not just the cost of materials, but the machinery needed to produce the items and the fuel that the machines run on and the factories that are built for the machines to exist in and all of the shipping and all of the packaging and everything that comes part and parcel with making any sort of item, whether it's something super small or something really big. Everything eventually winds up in the garbage. No matter what it is, everything will eventually wind up as waste on the earth. And by reducing the demand for new product manufacturing, we also reduce the demand for the fuels needed to run the machinery and to ship the products and all the packaging that goes along with it, as I was saying. And ultimately, the less products that we manufacture into existence, the less products we ultimately have to dispose of when they're no longer functional, the less resources we need to extract from the earth, and the less trash we're producing. For me personally, my interest in sustainability comes predominantly from an animal rights standpoint and from knowing that all of the resources that we extract from the earth harm and kill animals in the process. When we chop down trees for wood and paper products, we're displacing animals from their homes. When we drill into the earth to extract oil to make plastic products or fuel for machinery and vehicles, that oil has a high chance of ending up in our waterways, which is going to kill the fish and kill all the ducks. Remember we had that big BP oil spill a couple years ago, and of course nobody went to jail for that because rich corporations can literally do whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want, and there's no accountability ever. And at the end of the day, all that plastic and all that crap and waste and garbage ends up back in the ocean, and we wind up with sea turtles who have straws lodged in their sinus cavities, or fish who have like 6-pack holders stuck around their bodies, and their bodies have like deformed and grown around the plastic waste that's stuck on them.
I figured if one 6-pack holder will catch one fish, 1,000,000 sewn together will catch 1,000,000 fish. Watch.
What's going on?
I call it the Burns Omni-Net. It sweeps the sea clean.
Remember when The Simpsons used to be good? Pepperidge Farms remembers. We talk about reduce, reuse, recycle, but nobody seems to really talk about the fact that recycling is still producing a lot of waste, and the vast majority of things that get recycled don't actually get recycled. Reduction is the most important part of that cycle. If you reduce how many things are brought into the world, we can also reduce how many things we have to get rid of, because nothing actually goes away. When you put your garbage out to the curb and it gets taken away and it's out of sight, out of mind for you, it's not like it's just magically disappeared. It's in the fucking ocean, killing marine life. I suppose you could also make a sustainability argument in favor of the benefits to humans, but honestly, fuck humans. Boom! All right. On a lighter note, reason number 3 why you should consider buying things used is for a better selection and a better variety of products available to you. When you go into a store, you're bound by whatever limited selection they have to offer. Sometimes products are hard to find, some stores carry some things and other stores carry other things, and sometimes you just can't find what you're looking for. Some products get discontinued, but when you open yourself up to a used market, you're giving yourself such a larger variety to pick from of items that may be hard to find in store or maybe are just not available anymore. And let's be real, we've all heard the saying things aren't made like they used to be, and that is 100% true. Sometimes you'll find an item that's older, that's gonna save you money and be more sustainable, but that's also gonna last you longer and serve you better than whatever mass-produced version is available on the market today. Nowadays, there are so many good online classified platforms for you to shop for used things. There's like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, we have Kijiji here in Canada, there's Garage Sale, America has like Let Go, and this other one that I can't pronounce, Mercury, Mercedes, I don't fucking know. That one, you know, there's so many options. Guaranteed, whatever it is in the world you're looking for, whatever product, whatever type of item you're looking for, you can find a huge variety on the used market, and you'll be able to find whatever it is you need. Perk number 4 is something that I don't think a lot of people consider. It is somewhat tied to the idea of saving money, which we discussed already, but this is something that goes a little bit deeper. When you buy something used, as we talked about, you're skipping over the depreciation period, or at least the vast majority of it. But when you buy things used, they're much more likely to retain their value. Let me show you what I mean. One sec. This right here is a $200 Breville espresso machine. And as somebody who doesn't drink coffee every day, I could never justify spending $200 on a coffee maker. But I was actually able to pick it up last week from Facebook Marketplace for just $25, which is almost a 90% savings. Best of all is that if I decide to resell it at some point, I can not only get my $25 back very easily, but I could probably sell it for upwards of $75. When you buy something used, you put yourself in the position of being able to basically rent it for free for as long as you need. You buy the item, you use it for as long as you want to use it, and then you can essentially resell it for the same amount of money that you paid for it, or maybe even more if you got a really good deal, meaning that your cost of ownership for as long as you've had it is $0. This is a strategy I use often if I'm a little bit on the fence about a purchase. If there's something I want to buy and I'm just not 100% sure if I'm going to get my money's worth from it, I'll often go and buy it used. And if I don't wind up using it, I know that I can sell it and I won't have lost out on any money whatsoever. And if I do wind up using it, then I've gotten myself a great deal and it's a win-win situation. And of course, one of my absolute favorite things to do is to resell things for a profit. I've actually made a whole video about my experiences flipping, which I'll link to up here. If you haven't seen it already, by all means, check it out. Really, really cool story. Totally true how I took $20 and over a couple years turned that into over $50,000 of profit. But think about it like this. You go out, you buy something, you get yourself a sweet deal, and maybe you wind up using the item, maybe you don't wind up using it, but then you sell it and make more money than you even paid for. You're getting free money for owning this thing. And finally, reason number 5 why you should consider shopping secondhand is so you can help other people. When you go and you buy something from a huge corporation like Walmart or Amazon, you're not helping anybody. All you're doing is taking your hard-earned cash and giving it to some billionaire asshole who's like sitting on Mars, playing video games, exploiting the working class, not paying taxes. Fuck those guys. When you buy something used from an actual person, you're helping them pay their bills. You're giving them money to buy groceries or diapers for their little whiny shitty kid, or whatever else they need. You're actually making a difference, even if it's a very small difference. You're making a difference in someone's life. I can guarantee you that buying a $2 item off of somebody used does more good than buying a $2,000 item from fucking Amazon. Ultimately, it's a win-win for everybody. You get a great deal, you put some money back in the pocket of somebody who's actually going to appreciate it and actually going to use it. You're responsible for one less piece of plastic shit floating in the ocean, and just to make it even better, you get to give a big fuck you to Jeff Bezos, so really what more could you ask for? And so that's it. Those are my top 5 reasons why I try to shop secondhand whenever possible, but I would love to know your thoughts on the topic, and most specifically, I'm really interested to know if there are any things that you won't buy secondhand. I'll be the first one to admit, and I'm sure I'm going to get super flamed for this, but I don't buy secondhand clothing. And I know secondhand clothing is like a super common thing. Everybody's into it. I'm just not there yet. I have some germophobia issues to work through. Thrift stores kind of creep me out. I've always thought that they smell like Dimetapp and dead bodies. And I know, I'm sorry if that sounds snobby. I'm just being honest with you. I'm trying my best. I'm just not quite there yet. But again, I'd love to know your thoughts. Am I the only one who's super creeped out by the smell of thrift store clothing? If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. As I mentioned, I'm pretty new here to YouTube. I'm now at a whopping 130 subscribers, which I'm a very, very small creator, but I'm doing my best, and I really appreciate every view. When you hit the like button, it helps me out tremendously, so please go ahead and do that. Also, consider subscribing if you haven't already for more content on minimalism, personal finance, and all sorts of other cool stuff. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video.